Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. Hello, Jeffrey. And we have our new team member, Talisha, on. Say hello to everyone, Talisha.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Talisha, I am so excited that she's here.
Yes, yes. Talisha is going to be a very awesome addition to our team with all kinds of backgrounds and history. So let's just start off with you, Talisha. Tell us a little bit about you and your family, how long you've been in real estate, and what you love about real estate.
Sure. Well, I would say real estate is probably in my blood. My mom got her license when she was 18. I grew up in the model home, organized everything for everyone. My mother's a builder. My dad's a structural engineer. And I've probably been in real estate over 25 years. I've had my own rental properties. I enjoy finding land for folks. I enjoy helping people build their own home and just enjoy helping people find the American dream of owning a home.
Yep. The American dream. That's what it's all about, right, Jeff?
That's right. That's
absolutely. Right. So you got one kiddo. How old is she?
I do. I have one little girl. She will be 9 in May. Gosh, time flies. And I'm married to obviously my husband, who I've known since middle school. And we both grew up in Berkeley County. We live in Cross up on the lake, and we love being outside and just having fun.
So you've known him or been dating since middle school. Was the goal there to be able to raise him and train him exactly as he grew up to be what you needed him to be? Because that's some good thinking.
I wish it would have worked out like that, but actually we both had to date a few losers before we reconnected again. So we've been together. March was 18 years. So wow. I think I've raised him, and we're very opposite, which sometimes is a long day, but we do well.
Mark, I almost feel a little bit like Talisha being on the team it just feels right. Like, remember when you and I were friends and we were starting to work together a little bit, but we just couldn't figure out, like, should we join together? Should we join forces? And we goofed around for way too long before we finally just said, let's do this thing and get into it. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've been thinking about Talisha for close to a year now. Well, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know why we didn't make this.
I don't know if your wife would like that, Jeff.
Andrea loves Talisha.
Yes. And she's out of town.
Vegas. Yeah, Andrew's in Las Vegas with her friend Lisa this week. So she's out there and been telling me all the crazy stories of the people that she sees in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Talisha is somebody that knows a lot of people, has a lot of relationships, and can help our team greatly
Yes.
just with her vast knowledge. So if
Mhm.
you get the opportunity to work with Talisha when you come in town, you'll see that for sure. And you are a very lucky person.
Yeah,
For
buddy.
sure.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate both of you, and I've been checking y'all out for about a year and praying about it, and I just feel like it's a great fit. It was there was no, flitter in there was no. It was just yes. I mean, as soon as the
Just felt right.
opportunity came, it was just yes. So
Yeah.
Good.
I'm
Yeah.
very grateful, and I look forward to helping all of our clients and getting to know everyone on the team. Mhm.
Awesome. Well, if you don't know, we started these lives a while back, and these are for you guys. So we really want to encourage community and questions and comments on this live. Down in the comments, go ahead and post your questions, and we'll try to answer them live right here on the video. Sometimes we know the correct answers, sometimes we don't, and we make it up. But most of the time, we're going to tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, everything about living in really all of South Carolina, or at least everything we know about. Talisha brings a whole vast knowledge of the Cross and the Upper Berkeley County area. So we're glad to have that too. If you want to be out of town a little bit, ask your questions tonight for sure, because Talisha can fill us in with everything that she knows. Right now, Wes and Heidi are in the house.
What's up, people?
Hello.
So yeah, keep asking your questions. Pop your comments in there. And Jeff, where do we want to start tonight?
I want to start with Andrea coming home from Las Vegas. I don't know how. Honestly, God bless you, single parents. Like I am so up to my eyeballs this week with Andrea gone. I was out until my bedtime is like 9 o'clock at night. I had Riley out at volleyball practice at Summerville Baptist last night. The practice didn't end until 9:45. And then there was allergy shots, and then she had to go. I get her today, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go home. Maybe I'll even close my eyes for an hour before thing. She's like, nope, I have to go out shopping because apparently she's going to your kid's birthday party this week. I found so we need to go shopping for Abby for birthday presents. And I'm just I need my baby to come home. She's so proud of herself. She's up like $5.
Robin said she's the GOAT. I'm thinking she's talking about Talisha, but she could be talking about Andrea too. I'm not sure.
I don't know which one she took, but I'm calling her a farm animal. That's not. I mean, it's be calling my mother-in-law goat, but
Jeff isn't up on the cool terms.
Right, the cool terms.
Greatest of all times. I know what it was, smarty pants.
Heidi said we're planning on contacting you this week. Awesome. Yeah, we look forward to it. Reach out anytime. That's a great comment too. I'm going to put a link up on the screen. If you guys ever want to book a one-on-one meeting with us, down in the description, this link is there. But if you just go to charlestonaraliving.com/schedule-meeting, you can book an in-person meeting or a Zoom meeting. We love doing Zoom meetings. And whether it's, 3 months, 3 years, doesn't really matter how far out you're looking. If you want some information, we would love to talk to you. And really, we encourage it, right, Jeff? We can
talk about that for 1 second, because we've had a couple times recently that people have just scheduled. When you go to that, you can schedule an in-person meeting with us also. And we've had people do that where they just say, listen, I'm coming in. Try to do a Zoom meeting first, because that way we can be more prepared for when you do show up on Tuesday at 10 o'clock in the morning, so we know what to go out. And listen, if you just want to drop in the door on us, that's fine too. But schedule the Zoom meeting if you're coming in a week or if you're coming in a year. That way we can start to send you listings that make sense for you, and we can be prepared. Because sometimes we want to schedule, like we think we know what 4 neighborhoods you want to see. Sometimes we want to schedule with the people that we work with in those neighborhoods.
And if not, that's okay. Like this week, we made it happen. Somebody emailed us on Thursday or Friday. They came in town on Monday. We had a quick Zoom call, or we didn't even have a Zoom call. They just came in town Monday, and then they signed off on a house today. So we can make anything happen.
And it wasn't the neighborhood I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Like, and actually, it wasn't the neighborhood they thought it was going to be. Like, they were pretty on one neighborhood, and all of a sudden, Mike texts us and says, "Yeah, okay, they're going to this neighborhood." Like, that wasn't even on our radar. But that's what's great about working with us is, like, if there's anything that's in the ballpark that we think you should see, we're going to go show it to you.
Absolutely. Always the good, the bad, the ugly. Jeff, our 2 goals for everybody are?
Now I want you super excited when you first buy, on the day of closing, that you bought the right house, and I don't want you stressing about the money.
Yep, that's always our goal.
So if you come into town and you say, "Listen, I want to see no homes over $400,000," I'm not taking you out to $600,000 neighborhoods, because we are super we're cognizant of money problems is the biggest issue with divorces in America, and we don't want you all stressing about money.
Yep. Jackie says, "Hey, what's up, Jackie? How are you?"
Hey.
Jackie's on almost every week, along with some of our other fellow people. So, Talisha, you'll get to know Jackie as you join in here. And her husband and I went to high school together, all the way up in Massachusetts. So,
okay. Well, I won't forget Jacqueline, because that's my daughter's first name, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
So love the name. I won't forget her.
Jeff, saw your daughter at Ruby's this past. You didn't tell me you ate at Ruby's.
I did. No, I didn't. But it must have been Riley was out, stayed at a girlfriend's house overnight, so they must have gone out. I think it was probably Saturday morning. Jackie, hey Jackie, let me know what you thought about that place, because I've heard good stuff about it, and I have not been there yet. Ruby's is the one in next in Mark beside Publix, right?
Yeah, beside Publix. Yeah. Very good. Very good.
They have Asiago bagels with jalapeno cream cheese. If they have those 2 things, I'm a happy guy.
Jeff, I'd like to jump into market stats. Are you okay with that?
I'm going to do good this week.
You going to do good this week?
I know I say that every week, and I've been getting the pants beat off me every week, but I feel solid that this is my week. I'm going to guess close.
All right, so I'm going to pop up the question we ask every week is how many single-family homes that went under contract last week were over $1 million. It's our weekly trivia question that we do every week. So be thinking about that answer. I'm going to give you some tips on how many homes overall went under contract, so you're not just throwing a dart out there.
Give us some hints. All right.
Yeah. So let me pull up the weekly stats. I kind of like this new format. Are you good with this format?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. I like that.
So last week, market overview, it was the second good week in a row, but it wasn't a great week. We actually went down from the week before as far as number of homes under contract. I think we were for 342, and this week we were at 324. Now, the number you want to know for the question at the end there is 242 single-family homes went under contract. So out of those 242, how many were over 1 million? So that's what you're going to want to post in the comments, and we'll see who comes closest. Jeff did good for a while. We were in the 20-ish range for a while.
Yeah.
Then it jumped way up to 60.
Yeah.
And then the last couple of weeks, we've been in the 30s and 40s as far as how many over 1 million. So let's see if you're smarter than Jeff this week.
And I think this shows that I am of good moral character, because I'm a realtor and I have the ability to look into this. I could find out that I could cheat if I wanted to.
You could. Yeah.
And as I've lost about 7 weeks in a row now, I think it's clear that I'm not a cheater.
Yeah. Yeah. So mortgage rates, they went down less than 1/10 of a point from last week at this time.
Okay.
So we were at 6.8. Now we're at 6.71. VA's down to 6.12. I think we were 6.2. Obviously, that's not the exact rate you'll have. It's all dependent upon credit score and all this other stuff. But those are the averages right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was another good week for condos and townhomes. Jeff, last week we said we saw condos or townhomes as high as 1.7 million. Look how high it is this week, 4.3 million.
Yamahama.
That's got to be those ones downtown. I didn't dig into it, but it's got to be those ones downtown.
That's one of them penthouse monsters overlooking the Ravenel Bridge or something.
Yeah.
There has to be some ocean in that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Out of the 69, 28 of them were between 300 and 500,000. So, all right, let's get to our question. So, how many were over 1 million? Jeff, I need your answer first.
All right. Yep. Hold on. I'm doing it. I'm writing it down. I'm gonna go. There it is.
Jeff says 37. All right. Talisha, what do you think?
I'm going to say, since you said 30 and 60, I'm going to say 42.
42. Okay. That's a good answer for her first time, Jeff.
Yeah. She could be close.
All right. I'm gonna put Rose's answer up because Rose has gotten it, I think, the last 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks, yeah.
So Rose says 51. She upped it a little bit this week. Robin says 33. Abigail says 24. Jackie says 38. Is that it? That's all we got right now.
Hold on. Can I change mine?
Yeah, you can change yours. 51. What Rose said.
I'm going with 51.
All right. The correct answer. Talisha nailed it at 42.
Right on the money.
Good job, Talisha.
Thank you.
I knew she knew what she was doing.
Right?
Rose, you have failed me.
Couple other cool things that I was digging into this week and got some reports on. So this I thought was interesting, Jeff. You haven't seen this at all yet. So I'll be interested to get your take on it. But this is the active homes versus under contract. And you can see there was a couple other snapshots back in 2022, 2023. But as of this last week, 326, there were over 4,000 homes 4,400 homes on the market. 2,940 are under contract in addition to those 44, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The median list price under contract was 449. Active is 450. Right? So that could mean between that line and our price per square foot, what's under contract at 237 a square foot and active at 241, it could mean we have some overpriced listings.
Mm-hmm.
That's what maybe line 2 and 3 are kind of telling me, right?
Yeah.
Lender, short sale, we don't see a lot of that. It just happened to be on the report. This is interesting. Berkeley and Dorchester County are 47% of what's under contract, 44% of what's active right now. So people are loving the Summerville, Ladson, Moncks Corner areas for sure compared to the rest of the market. Because our market is huge, right? Goes all the way down to Edisto, all the way up to Georgetown, and all the way back to Santee. So for only 2 counties to grab almost half of that, that's a big number.
Yeah.
Line 7 and 8 shows that buyers are enamored with new construction. So 7, the median year built on the market right now is 2007. But what people are actually going under contract is 2015 and newer.
That one's really interesting.
Right? And then the same thing, only 63% of the homes under contract right now are pre-owned. So over 40% are new construction, or just under 40%. And then, of course, now if you look at this number compared to previous, single-family detached is actually down from 2023. So we're seeing more condos and townhomes is basically what that's telling us.
We've definitely seen that trend in the Summerville market for sure.
Yeah.
Summerville is very almost void of condos.
Right.
We've got one real condo complex, plenty of apartments, but Mark, back when those townhouses were first put in Cane Bay, and it was the first ones in Cane Bay, you sold the crap out of those. You sold a couple, 3 of them really fast.
It was great because it was USDA loan, so people didn't have to have a whole lot of money down. They were putting decent stuff in the townhomes, and the HOAs weren't. The regime fees weren't huge, so it was great. It was a home run.
That's really the thing you got to pay attention to is what are the regime and the HOAs, because if you end up looking at a house is $400, but I can get a really nice townhouse for $350, so we're $50,000 less. But if you've got an HOA regime that is a couple $100 more a month, the buying power of putting that $200 a month in the regime fee into the mortgage allows you to go buy that $400,000 house and end up with probably faster growing equity than you would in the townhouse. That being said, townhouses are great. A lot of them have no maintenance. They're cutting the grass for you. Andrew and I's first house together was a townhouse. We loved it. But the other thing I think is interesting here is that the ages, just the new construction is driving this market right now.
Absolutely.
Talisha, where you do a lot of your work, I guess the new construction isn't there, but it's coming, right?
It's coming. So one thing I want to comment about the townhomes is in the last, I would say 2 years, I would say most of the new townhome communities have garages. And so that's been, the market studies have shown that that people that want a house but want a townhouse, the garage was the missing element. So we've seen a lot of builders take notice of that and include the garage in the townhomes. And I think that's what's driving the demand for the townhomes. In our area, we're seeing people that maybe live in Summerville or live in a neighborhood that want to have a second home with maybe an acre or 2 of land and want to be near the lake, want to have their boat, want to have their RV. So we're seeing that a lot of retirees want to be near the lake so they can fish and live the simpler life. They don't mind making the list once a week and going to town. I will say Walmart delivers in Cross. A lot of people don't know that, but Walmart orders. You still have Amazon, you still have Walmart. So there are conveniences and you're still out in the country here.
So this is Moultrie that we're talking about.
Correct. Lake Moultrie.
Okay. Because if you don't know, there's 2 really big lakes and they are connected by a canal.
Yes.
Moultrie and Marion. So if you do go have a place on Moultrie or Marion, you can get to each of the other lakes through this canal.
Absolutely. In Cross, it's called the Diversion Canal. And you can put your boat in at Mac Daddy's and you can go to Lake Marion. You just turn left. You can also put in at Blacks or Hills and turn right and you're going to Lake Moultrie. So
and there's a lot of homes in the water that have docks that people have their boats at their houses, obviously, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
Is there a lot of restaurants and things to go to on these lakes?
So most of the restaurants on the lakes are what we would call a fish camp, where, Friday night is fried catfish, fried flounder. They also have options where what you catch for the earlier in the day, you can have the fish cleaned and you can eat what you caught for the day, which is really kind of neat.
That's cool.
We see a lot of families and a lot of groups come and they get the big tables and break bread and eat what they have caught. So it's more, we don't have, like a Mexican restaurant or Italian restaurant, but they still are fantastic. They have great views, and we have a coffee shop in Cross. We have an ice cream shop, and we have where you can get Hunt's pizzas. So that's
Come
we're
on, fish
still,
dinner and ice cream, you're good to
that's
go.
right. And you can't go wrong with that. A cup of coffee, you're good to go.
So I was just thinking, isn't it amazing that you can be downtown Charleston and have fine dining and then drive just an hour up the Cross and live the simple life too?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
it's all right here.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love
actually, I did that today. My daughter
that.
had
There you go.
a field trip with her class, and I guess they thought I qualified to chaperone. So we got up and drove to the downtown museum, had a great time with the kids. Then we went and got an ice cream and went down to Waterfront Park, saw some dolphins, got back in the car and drove back to Cross. And I mean, I was home by 3:45. So it's really not a terrible commute at all.
Mark, you know that if you're a boater in the area, you can go from Charleston Harbor and get all the way up to Lake Moultrie and Lake Marion.
You can.
Go up the river through the lock and dump into the lakes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then so you could have a boat on Moultrie and go all the way down to California Dreamin', maybe?
Yeah.
Yes.
You could have a boat on Moultrie and go to dinner at California Dreamin'.
Yes.
Any of the restaurants down in the harbor, Shem Creek, all that.
There's several boat clubs. I think in the beginning, I think it's best to go with a group, especially in the boat clubs. Usually there's several captains that are well versed with the journey there, and you always want to fill up. Yeah, you got to make one stop for gas depending on the size of your boat. I know this from experience. You have to call Papa and say, can you come get us? And it's a little more difficult to go out in a boat to rescue your grandchild, just so you know that.
Yes.
Than it is to go to to the interstate or something like that. Well, so but I would just go ahead.
We boated one time from River's Edge Marina.
Mm-hmm.
And we went all the way to Beaufort.
Okay, very nice.
We had like 6 boats, and some guys leading the pack, like you're saying, going out in a group that knew the lake. There's a lot of intercoastal stuff. Like you make a wrong turn, you're in trouble.
Yes.
Went all the way to Beaufort, stayed the night at a hotel, and then brought the boat back. It was a great weekend.
And they do that, and it's very much community and being with friends that become family that enjoy doing what you do. And I think it's, being outdoors. Berkeley County is heavily a recreational county. You can fish, you can hunt, you can canoe, you can kayak. There's so many things to get outdoors and observe nature. And I think that's one of our best qualities outside of the people.
Here's a question we got today. We had a client coming in a week or so, I think next week actually, and she wanted to be on a lake because she likes to paddleboard. Would you paddleboard on Moultrie?
Oh, absolutely. They actually have a paddleboard club here. So I kayak from our dock, and for me, it's I wouldn't do it by myself, but with someone else, I would definitely do that. Yes,
because there's some alligators on that.
Yeah. Thing. Well, here's kind of so we have alligators. They come and bask on our boat ramp, and you would be surprised. They're more scared of us than you think. So
I have experienced that. Anytime I've been close, they have made their way to get away from us as quickly as possible.
Yes. So the spring season is when they have their babies. So we live kind of on a cove, and we have kind of a gator nursery. And so the mama gators will come in, and I know, right? You didn't know. Yeah, I know. I'm just full of all kinds of things. The mamas will have the babies, and then they'll grow a little bit, and you'll think it's a turtle, but it's a baby gator. And then I think the last year we had a 16-foot gator that came and was on our boat ramp. But But I mean, he doesn't. He's just there to observe, and then he just goes in the water and goes away. So.
That's one of the biggest questions we get all the time is, people like it was the question I asked moving from Pittsburgh. I was concerned about hurricanes and alligators. And in the neighborhoods that we mostly work in, Carnes and Cane Bay and Nexton, there are some alligators. There's not many, and they're not 16 feet. They're up. The 16 footers are up on Moultrie and Marion.
Correct.
They're little buddies in the lakes around here.
Yes.
And they just haven't been a problem.
Yep.
Peggy says got a 5 to 6 foot one behind us here in Summerwing Crossing.
That's probably about as big as you'll see in Cane Bay.
Right.
Yeah. I think so.
Don't go out and tickle them or give them chicken. You'll be fine.
Right. Exactly. That's the key is don't try to make them a dog or a goat or anything like that.
Don't take a selfie with it.
No.
I missed Jackie's comment earlier. She said the bagels at Ruby's were excellent.
Ruby's, yeah, good.
Okay.
So we'll get coffee. So
we'll have to get there.
You're in luck, Jeff.
Yeah.
All right, I got one more thing to show on stats, and then we can jump into some other stuff. So this is last year numbers, and it kind of looks at what's the lowest price up to 15%, and what's the highest price, meaning 15% of these homes, only 15% of these homes are going to be higher than this price. So if you look at the 2024 numbers over on the far right, West Ashley inside 526, 70% of homes ranged from 405 to 985. All right.
Okay, I get what you're doing here.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, I was doing some gazintas in my head here, and I got to figure it out now.
And it just kind of shows the different areas. But what I liked about this was, everybody asked, when is the right time to buy real estate? If you look at the lower numbers or the higher numbers on almost every one of those, they're just going up. There's not many areas here that are going down, and this is broken up by MLS area. So it really kind of shows, hey, if you want to buy, even with higher taxes, if you're going to have a second home here for a minute, it's probably smarter to buy now than later.
Because they're not making any more dirt, and land prices are increasing. And the further that we get out from Summerville and Charleston, the demand for land is high. I get calls all day. Hey, do you have, the coveted 1 to 2 acre parcel? And they, land is not going to go down in value. I don't see that happening. And so that drives up the prices for building.
Yeah.
Mark, you mentioned something. You talked about a second home, and I was recently talking to Landon, our mortgage guru, and the company that he's with has a new option. It used to be that if you wanted to have a second home in South Carolina, you most likely it really only made sense if you could put 25% down on that house. And he's got a new loan program that is only 10% down. So obviously we always give all the good, all the bad. There's disadvantages to having a second home in South Carolina. The primary one being taxes. Your taxes are going to almost triple on a second home. But if you're looking for that vacation home, that snowbird home, you can do it with 10% down now versus 25 is what it has typically been.
And I think it's important to point out, a lot of the viewers on here already know this, but, these are not New York taxes that are going to triple. Right. These are South Carolina taxes. So, $3,500 if it's a primary residence on the high side in Berkeley and Dorchester.
Yeah.
So that might only go up to what your regular taxes might be in New York, Massachusetts.
Yeah. My tax on my house, I think, was $2,300 this year. And so, my taxes as a secondary house would be $6,000 or $7,000, but that's still vastly less than what a lot of our people are used to.
Yeah.
And I'll say also, if they want to purchase land and maybe hold the land or wait a year or so to develop or build a home on, you can still have the agricultural rate, which is minimal. Like you're talking $25 to $75 in Berkeley County for a 10-acre parcel. So keep that in mind, that the taxes, until you change the use of the land, that we can get the taxes. I can help make sure that it's still at the ag rate, which is less than a dinner out.
That's awesome.
I like how she puts that. Less than dinner out.
You got comment from Jackie. EJ still wants to see one outside of the zoo. She's talking about alligators. He'll see it eventually when
it'll happen
around here. And then Logan had a good question. Hey guys, during the holidays, especially on Halloween, how many kids on average would you say you get moving to Midtown next in May and June?
Logan, you need to go get you a part-time job right now, April 1st, and start saving up candy money, my friend.
So I think I bought 8 bags this year, 8 bags of candy. And I was only outside, I think, from 5:30 to 7:30 and had to go in because I ran out.
So that's like 60, 70 pieces per bag, right?
Yeah. And we don't just give one. I mean, we'll give 2, but still, like, you got to buy up Publix candy aisle.
Yeah,
let's stay out all night.
Costco BJ's trip.
That's right. You don't give one and then eat one, right? Do you do that?
No, we give 3 and eat one. But the intention always is, okay, give one to every kid, and then that never happens because then the cute kids, ugly kids, only get one. If you're an ugly kid and you come to my house, you're only getting one. Cute kids get at least 2.
That's a great question, though. Thank you for asking that.
That is good.
Buy lots of candy, my friend.
Speaking of neighborhoods, Jeff, you got some new amenities coming to your community, yes?
Yeah, so it's on my calendar. As a resident of Carnes, I got an invitation to go and tour the facility here coming up. I did make a special request to see if we could get in early. I haven't heard back yet. As it turns out, maybe I'm not as special as I think I am.
Yeah, I'm surprised they just didn't respond right away.
Yes.
Oh, Jeff?
Yes.
Greg.
Jeff, Greg. The red carpet. It's the red carpet for Jeff. Yeah.
But we stumbled across the builder on their Facebook page, put some photos that they had been advertising because they're building this whole facility. So I thought it was pretty good photos to share tonight.
Yeah. So the one on the left is kind of the overview, right, Jeff? The big pond behind it, huge resort pool with palm trees everywhere. How many palm trees are in there, do you think?
Oh, I saw the truck that they were bringing in 18-wheelers full of palm trees. There's a lot. They really did a nice job with the landscaping around this.
And then, so one of these buildings is the fitness club, right?
Yeah, so there's the community room, kind of living room kind of a thing. Then there's the fitness club, and there's been all kind of talk on the page about, what kind of weights and systems are going in. And then there's also on that right picture, the farmhouse, which is where they're going to have the, the what do they call it? The Saturdays, the
farmer's market type thing.
Farmer's market, thank you. Go buy a watermelon type place. Because they're going to be actually growing crops there, and there is stuff in the ground already. Like, they're out there with their John Deere tractor doing their thing already. Yeah.
So when you go through this, we're going to try to get some video to be a little bit better than these pictures, right?
Yeah, I'll see how I might have to go in like real secretive and have like a button camera and be like all 007 undercover kind of thing. But I'm going to get us video inside as soon as we can. I was thinking about going and maybe sneaking in, but I thought, no, I better not do that. I live here. I don't want to get kicked out. I kind of like the neighborhood, so I'm going to wait until I'm allowed to.
Okay. And then there's the slide. I think your kids are excited about that, right?
3-story slide. Yeah. How cool was that?
Claire's excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you can over and go.
my mom lives in Cane Bay, and so we're so excited. She's already invited a friend, and we just love that it's right there. We don't have to drive anywhere to go to a water park
Yeah.
or enjoy I mean, these amenities are right here for
So
the
are you
neighborhood.
talking about your mother lives in over in Pine Hills, that water
Yes, she
slide?
does. Yes,
Yeah.
she lives in Pine Hills.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this
This
is
is
the
the
only
one
going
for
to
Carnes.
be the second water slide in the area is this one in
Yes.
Carnes.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's kind of the inside of the building. I
Ooh,
thought the beams are really cool.
I do
Oh,
too.
that
I
is
like
pretty.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the last one. So this pool, I'm
Wow.
super impressed with the pool.
I'm gonna count the palm trees. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna say
super excited.
28.
There's
Next
at
trivia
least 28
question
there.
next is 28.
Yeah, I should send Riley over to count the palm
Yeah.
trees this week,
Yeah,
and then
that'll be
maybe a
funny.
question next week.
Okay.
She would
Yeah.
go do it.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be funny. So this amenity is going to be an extra fee on top of what you already pay, and anybody that is building with Lennar in there has to join it. But you have the option because you're one of the OGs, right?
Yeah, I'm in the original section, and so I'm in an Eastwood home. So any of the Pulte, Eastwood, whatever the homes were that were built here first, before Lennar came in and bought everything, we can decide. I think it's $45 a month, which I'm absolutely going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody that has in the Lennar neighborhoods, that's automatically included. And what's interesting is the Horizons that's coming here is also, in addition to their own amenity center and pool that's going to be in the Horizons in Carnes, they're also going to have access to over where I'm going to have access to, and that's in this center that you just saw.
Mm. And we're going to do another video on Horizons in about a month or so,
Mm-hmm.
just as they get some of the models up. They're building them right now.
They're
So we'll give you
starting
a
to look
sneak
like
peek.
houses. I drove by
Mhm.
yesterday. The 4 model homes have roofs on them. So
Nice.
it's
Nice.
Very nice.
Logan had another question. Also, are there any golf cart places in Summerville that sell gas golf carts, or are they all electric? Jeff, I'll let you answer this since you own one.
Yeah, so everything needs to be electric. Everybody uses electric around here, so no gas. Joe's Carts, in if you go back a couple months, Joe from Joe's Carts was on one of the Tuesday lives. We highly recommend him. He's got 2 buildings actually, one in Goose Creek, one in Summerville. And sells multiple lines of golf carts. So we just trust him. I bought mine from him. Tell him Jeff and Mark sent you, and maybe get you a free T-shirt or something. But they're all electric golf carts around here, no gas.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let me. I'm going to share our listings real quick if you're okay with that.
Bring it.
So we got 5 featured listings right now. They're all kind of different, I feel like. So the first one, which is the kind of the newest one, is that 9080 Delancey Circle there.
Yeah.
This is a duplex, and Lance has this one, and it is in a active adult community that is, Lance would call it the hidden gem of active adult in Charleston.
Yep.
So it's in the Elms, and this was really well maintained, like super nice. The owners are super nice. They did all new floors. They just did a new bathroom, like shower, frameless shower, and all that stuff.
Okay.
They also said they sit out on their back porch, which is like a sunroom, and watch the birds and the deer come up right up to their back door.
Yes.
Oh.
Because that's close to Wanamaker Park, which is another great place to go. But this property is so convenient to everything that you need.
Yes.
The doctors, the hospital.
Yeah.
You can get on 26. You can come to Summerville. You can go to BJ's, get your car washed, get an ice cream, go to Starbucks. I mean, it's so convenient
So Lisa, Wanamaker right down the road there. I think it's a couple bucks a person to get in the park. But then if you lived here, you'd totally, they have a yearly pass for.
They do.
county
Yeah,
residents.
they have a family pass. They have a 65 and older pass, which is
Okay.
less expensive. They have a dog park there. They have a water park there. They have a splash pad that you can go to. And that's just the fee to get in, unlike the water park where it costs admission for that. But there's so many walking trails. The best part of that park is the walking trails are all shaded. I mean, there's nothing worse than to go walking and then it's 120 degrees outside, but they're all shaded and they have picnic areas. We love to go there, and it's a great place for adults, for children, for dogs. It's wonderful.
Yeah, in that water park, they shut that down at the end of the season. They open it up for, I think it's a day or two, and you can bring your dogs to the water park.
Yes,
That's always a lot of fun.
Yes. And Tuesdays are buy one ticket, get an adult ticket, and get another ticket half off, just to let you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Lisa asked, separate for the 55 plus or shared? So what we're talking about right now, Lisa, is the Wanamaker Park, which is open to anyone in North Charleston. Yes. But in this community, they do have their own amenities for 55 plus. There's a pool, there's pickleball courts, tennis courts, and some trails in there too. In there, Jeff? Yeah.
And at a really fantastic price point in the low 300s.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of lakeside living, so Talisha was talking about a different lake up Moultrie, but Cane Bay also has a lake, and this one is right on it. So if you're a paddleboarder, kayaker, you can drag your boat right out to your backyard through your gate and onto the pond here, the lake, 350 acre lake. So there's a good shot of it and where the house is. And so that's kind of the canal that goes out to the 350 acre lake.
It's very very private too.
Yeah.
Great house. They put lots of really nice stuff in this house. It's a fantastic location. And the, in addition to the lake, what I love about Cane Bay is the golf cart ability. We were just talking about the golf cart before, with Logan. You can get to Starbucks, the Jesus Chicken, the Mexican restaurants, the Publix, the coffee shop, everything all by golf cart. When the people in this neighborhood, they take their kids to school by golf cart. There's a beautiful trail that goes all the way through Cane Bay out to the shopping. You can actually get from this house by golf cart all the way to our office in Nexton. It's just a great location and a really nice house.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic closets in this house for storage. I love the home office, I like for Claire to have a little dedicated study space. And then if you're homeschooling too, that would be a great area for that.
Great back patio overlooking the lake.
Yes.
All right. And then the next one, Jeff, I'm going to let you talk a little bit about, because we were talking a little bit about townhomes, and this is a great one in a really established neighborhood, right?
Yeah. Had a nice price reduction on this one, under $350 now. 2 bedrooms, both bedrooms upstairs have ensuite bathrooms. And in Nexton, this is in Brighton Park. So in Nexton, you've got Brighton Park and you've got Midtown. You've got access to both amenity centers when you live in this townhouse. So you can go to the Brighton Park one or the Midtown. They've got the indoor gym, the outdoor pool, multiple pools, pavilions, playgrounds, fantastic dog parks. If there's a dog park right around the bend from this place. If you have a dog, just go buy this for your dog. Your dog will be very happy.
Yes.
Out front of this one is a big green space. So there's a huge field in front of this house. It's a great location, golf cartable to Harris Teeter, Publix, all the restaurants in Nexton. It's a great one.
All right.
I love the screen porch.
Yeah. There's the dog park.
Oh yeah.
And then we got St. George. So this is a very historic home. I think it was built in 1917, if I remember correctly. Gorgeous. Across the street, or right next to it, I should say, You've got a big lot of land, just gorgeous. You have a whole bunch of land behind you. I think it's a total of 2 acres.
Yep.
But they left all the good historic stuff in this,
Yeah.
and then they've updated some other things, right, Jeff?
Yeah, they really did. They did a great job in this house with keeping all the history, but updating it. Like the kitchen is a prime example of the updating. You know, the incredible stove and the lighting and all that they've done there. And this one, it can convey with chickens, Talisha.
Ooh, well,
There's chickens there, and we can make it feel.
Yeah, well, I love this house. I really think St. George is a hidden gem. They've got a fantastic Tractor Supply, Ace Hardware. They have a grocery store. They have a CVS. They have a doctor. They have a library. Bistro 221 is fabulous.
I've heard about that.
They locally source majority of what they cook. They have a little outdoor space. And, I have a child that really doesn't want to sit at the kitchen table for an hour. So they have an outdoor place, and they have cornhole and a checkers game and some TVs. And, St. George is very convenient to the interstate. It's very convenient to Summerville.
Yep.
And the house is just fantastic. Just going to the museum today and seeing these wood floors. I mean, you can't get that today. I mean, you really can't. That it's beautiful. They've done a very good job. And I love the land. I just believe that St. George is, it's not as far as people think it is. If you really drive it and go out there. I always say I have some of my buyers lay down and look up at the sky when they go out to look at properties, because I say, this is what you want. This is why you want to live out here, is for the sky.
I'd be on that front porch every evening.
Oh, yes.
That front porch is awesome.
Yes.
Except for August.
Yeah, maybe not. Well, I think there might have been ceiling fans. I don't remember. If not, you put some ceiling fans up, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then the last one we have is out in Ellery. So we have a real nice plethora of listings right now.
Oh, look at Mark dropping big words.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't do that very often.
No.
He's trying to impress me.
Yeah, that's all it is. So this one actually has a waterfall behind it.
Ooh, nice.
and a little pond. And the owner of this house right now kind of controls the flow of this waterfall. So it's kind of neat. But there's 3 of these little waterfalls, and you could sit on your back porch, and I would have a hammock on the back porch and just listen to that water and the kingfishers all flying up around you. It is awesome.
Yeah.
And Ellery, the town of Ellery, they received a called Small Town America, a grant, and they are revitalizing downtown Ellery. And they have some antique stores, and I heard a barbecue restaurant has opened up there. A family that had that's from Ellery. They moved away and opened up a barbecue restaurant in another town, and then they were called home, and now they're looking to open up a barbecue restaurant in Ellery. So,
nice.
Yeah.
That's really all I need is a barbecue restaurant.
It's right next door to Santee as well. So you've got 3 different golf courses.
Yes.
Talisha, we're going to have to talk about this on another Tuesday, but I heard they're trying to get a casino up there in Santee.
Yes,
so,
that is on the docket with the Orangeburg County Council. Be happy to talk about that in another session. They're looking at the property that used to be the outlets, before there was a Tanger, there was the Santee outlets. And literally when I was growing up, people would come in buses, and hundreds and hundreds of people would come to Santee, South Carolina, and they would get off and they would shop till they dropped. And then they would spend the night, get back on the van and the big buses, and then go back to Illinois, Ohio. And people would buy all their Christmas during the summer. That's what they would do. So
I was telling Jeff about the casino possibly coming, and he goes, I don't know about that. But I don't know. I think with the golf courses there and being on 95 and in
Yes,
between Florida and the Northeast,
absolutely.
I think a lot of people would like it.
And maybe
I
if my wife would get her casino fix 40 minutes away,
right, exactly.
versus being in Las Vegas this week, and I wouldn't
That's
have been
right.
up until 10:30 last
That's
night.
right. See?
It save you some money.
Yeah. But there's several new hotels in the Santee area, and the golf courses are great.
Love
Also, they're bringing more restaurants to Santee, and I think it would be a great fit. I really do. I think it would be something to attract people from all over and the locals.
Well, and if that comes, everything else will come too. The Walmart,
Sure, absolutely.
the bigger stuff that people
Absolutely.
might want there.
Yeah, absolutely. Now in Ellery, the big industry there is the Food Lion Distribution Center is in Ellery, right between like right outside of Ellery. So that's an economic driver for Ellery. But keep your eye on Ellery. I really think maybe we should go and look at how they're revitalizing the downtown area. I think they want to do something similar to like what Summerville has with Hutchison Square. Oh. And so thankfully they received a nice grant, and they're trying to bring back their small town.
I would love to do that. That's
and Mark, I would like to say I would like some credit, because while we're talking about casinos, 4 different casino stories popped into my head that I wanted to tell. My broker.
Whoa. Okay, we heard these. Yeah. Time out.
I've got the mute button for Jeff. If he says this one story, he's going on mute.
Oh yeah. I know which one. Yeah.
Actually, I've got an easy one. Andrew and I's I would say 10th date was going to a casino. We were just starting to date, and we were young, and she was younger than me. She's 7.5 years younger than me, and we drove up for a day back and forth, and one day up to the casino in Niagara in Canada. And Andrea was, she was 19 or 20 at the time, and I won like $80 on a slot machine. And it was like $80 Canadian at the time, so it was like worth $1.17 American. But it was just enough to make the bells ring or something. And she starts screaming like a lunatic. And so people are crowding around thinking that I won some massive jackpot. I'm like, I won $50. I have no idea what the psychopath is screaming about.
Well, good thing she didn't yell free drinks for everybody. He hit the jackpot, right?
Although, here's what's something fun that happened. So one of my clients on one of those trips in my previous career, he handed me $50 in cash because I said I was going up to the Niagara Casino. He said, put it on black on the the roulette wheel where you can pick the numbers. You can click back black or red. He said, put it on black, let it ride 3 times on black. And so if you win, you double your money. So it went from 50 to 100, 100 to 200, and 200 to 400. So I put the $50 on black. It hits black. So now it's 100. It hits a second time on black. So now it's 200. And Andrea is about to have a seizure because she wants to pull this money and be able to take it was his money, not mine. I was betting for him. She's like, you cannot risk $200 betting on black. That's insane. I'm like, the guy gave me clear instructions. Black hit the 3rd time. So it was $400. I called him up. I said, hey, you won. I'm bringing you home $400. He said, go out, have a nice dinner, get yourself a nice steak dinner with your girlfriend and bring me home the rest. And so we went out and had a nice dinner, but we hit black 3 times in a row. And that's kind of been a thing I've done now in casinos. I like to do that. I don't do 50. I usually do 10 or 20 on black and let it ride 3 times. And I've won enough doing that I haven't lost money. I'm still ahead when I do that. Yeah.
We're proud.
Well, and what you should be proud is that was the casino story that I told, because there's others out there.
I'm very proud.
Said that.
I'm very proud. So Jeff, since we're coming kind of to the end of our hour, I wanted to put one thing up on the screen that really might entice people to want to live here. And that's the Weather Channel.
And I've got one more thing I want to talk about also.
Okay. So 82, 84, 86, 86, 73. This is perfect weather for this time of year. I'll take this all year long compared to up north for sure.
Yep.
All right. What else? Wait, hold on. Curtis has a comment. Let me throw that. I thought SC was a red sea.
It is.
But not in casino land.
All right. So real quick, if you are or if you know somebody that is police, fire, EMS, nurse, medical technician, there's a whole long list. Librarian, like there's a huge list. Let's be prepared to talk about it next week, Mark, and show everything there is. But if you are one of those people, it's the time of year where South Carolina Hometown Heroes is in play. There's a big chunk of money for down payment assistance, and it only lasts until the money runs out. And this year, it's not only about the $10,000 that you get towards your house, it's about a lower interest rate, which is about 1.5 lower than the prevailing rate. So if you are a nurse, firefighter, all that stuff, teacher, and you're thinking about it, there's other programs available throughout the year, but this is the best one because it's got a rate buy down attached to it. So, Mark, if they want information on how to talk to us about that, if that's them, what do they do?
Yeah, so down in the ticker, if you want to text us, call us, email us directly there, you can do info@charlestonarealiving.com for your email or the phone number that you see there. But the best way, we would love to do a Zoom call with you and try to figure out exactly what you're looking to do, what lifestyle you want to live, where do you want to live, what's the budget that you're looking to do. And that way we can kind of talk through all of your options. And you can do that by clicking on the link that says book a Zoom call down in the description of this. I'll also throw it up on the screen in case you want to go there directly. But yeah, it's down in the description, and we would love to chat with you. Anything else for you, Jeff?
No, I'm good.
Talisha, thanks for joining us tonight. Any final words?
Just looking forward to helping our clients in any capacity I can. And if you have any questions, concerns about land or new construction, I'm always available. Just schedule a meeting and we can talk. And I appreciate this opportunity. I'm very grateful. And I think we're going to have some victories this year for sure.
Yeah, great time. Absolutely.
Yes.
All right, we'll throw up the QR code in case you want to scan that on your phone, and that will bring you to book a meeting as well. Till next time. See ya.
See y'all.
Bye. Have a great week.